Hello everybody. Ultimately this will be a review on this little inexpensive weapon light. It's the AIM Sports. It says 220 lumens on it. There's a newer model out that's much brighter. But ultimately I'll talk about this. The reason why I wanted to have a weapon light is I am a light convert. In low light and darkness, being able to identify a threat, your target, very advantageous to you. So anyway, what I was mainly looking for was an inexpensive light to have with my gun for my hiking and other adventures, camping, fishing. When I hunt, I generally carry something else. But my idea was I wanted a good quality gun to be my hiking gun, but one that I wouldn't be crushed if somehow my gear got stolen, because sometimes campers and hikers are targeted, and as much as I do, carrying open exposed just isn't always possible, and I have to carry concealed, and concealing a gun of this size can sometimes be a challenge. So I wanted something that if I had it stored in my vehicle and for some reason my vehicle got broken into, I wouldn't be crushed if I lost one of my favorite guns. Now, to move away from the issue of the light for just a moment, any gun can be a hiking gun, I guess. I've carried a lot of different things over the years. In the late 80s, I picked this gun up. Police departments were transitioning to semi-automatic pistols, and old police revolvers were on the market cheap. I think I paid $110 or $115 for this pistol. I had it refinished, but it's perfectly functional. Also, I've carried a Ruger SP101. This one's in .357 Magnum with a 3-inch barrel. Great gun, tough as nails, heavy for 5 shots. I've also carried a Glock pistol. In this case, it's the Glock 22. I've carried it quite a bit. It's fine. This one has night sights. If it got stolen, to replace it, and I know I have insurance and stuff, but replacement cost on it is, around $550. So, any gun can be a hiking gun. I've carried my Ruger SR22. It's a fine gun too. It is a 22, which out of a pistol, a 22 does have minimal stopping power, but beats a sharp stick. But anyway, I just wanted to have an inexpensive light on an inexpensive gun that I could take with me on my trips. So I own other weapon lights. Got a Surefire, and these two are tough as nails, and that's on my primary home defense weapon. At the price point, I think for a weapon light, the TLR3 for $75 or so, this product's hard to beat. I could have bought another one, but I wanted to see what I could get in the budget line, the inexpensive line, or some of you might say cheap. So, and let me show, my pistol is clear. So I bought the AIM Sports off of Amazon for $25, $26. I had initially bought a newer version that's much brighter than this one. It was really bright. I didn't like how it attached. It was really loose. So I sent it back. I picked up another brand that has a side switch, and there had been reviewers who had said that when you put the light in the holster, having that slide switch, the light would turn on. And this is the holster I use. And sure enough, they were absolutely correct. So I just went ahead and bought the old model for $25, $26. There is nothing special about this light. It's aluminum. The end plate is attached with 4 Phillips head screws. It's just a spring retention for the 1913 rail. It does nothing special. You hit the button and the light's on, hit the button and the light's off. There's no strobe feature, so it's just on and off. And for my purposes, for what I want it for having a light, camping, hiking, if I'm out at night or camping at night, my weapon has a light on it, and if there is a problem, I can illuminate the area. The other reason why I felt comfortable going inexpensive is that when I'm camping or hiking, I'm going to have more than one light. And on my rig right now, if I can get to it, is I got a through night on here. So I'll have a couple, 3 lights with me anyway. So that's the reason why I went with this light. If you are, as always, with anything involving home defense, buy once, cry once. If there's any way you can afford to buy high quality, if your life might depend on it, I think it's worth the investment. Whether you go with Surefire or Streamlight, I have to say, Surefire makes great products. This Streamlight, I guess, is at least 3 years old, and I've been using it too, and it's been fine. So just on your primary self-defense guns, maybe if you can, just buy the best you can. But anyway, back to this little light. So it too had a very loose fit, and it does not come like this. So I wanted to see if I could modify it somehow to make it fit better. So what I did, I used everybody's favorite modification material, duct tape. In this case, it's Gorilla Tape, and I put a couple strips on there to make the bar for the 1913 rail, make it a little bit thicker so that it would fill up more of the rail slot. And then I added 2 pieces of Gorilla Tape in the groove itself. I think you could, and I might try this later, I think I could have narrowed by putting the light in my vise. I think I could have narrowed the width of the rail. I didn't want to do that because I wanted to see if my modification would work first without resorting to brute force. So that's what I did, and I have no idea. I probably could have thrown it in the creek while I was out shooting yesterday. I have no idea how well this will work out if the gun gets really drenched. It is Gorilla Tape, at least. But those 2 modifications tightened it up quite a bit. So yesterday I went out to my little range, and I put 50 rounds of Freedom Munitions 115 grain reloads. Not the most highest recoiling ammunition out there for 9mm. It's not 124 grain plus P or 147 grain. But just wanted to see how the light would hold up and if it would stay attached, because that's another comment in reviews, is that the light goes flying off the gun, probably because of a loose fit. So I fired 50 rounds of Freedom Munitions with the light on and had no issues. The light stayed on, It stayed lit through me firing the gun and exchanging magazines.
Got a little bit of my range set up, and no, it's not dark out. I will turn the light on and see how it performs, and if it stays on. Just a little bit of my range here at the bug out location. So lock and load, we'll see what happens. I'm going to fire 50 rounds to see how this light will function. So the light is on, and put some rounds on target. The light's still on. Two-play pigeons. Light's still working. I'm empty and safe.
So, yes, the end result is if you want a budget light and you're looking at them of the products that are out there, at least for my purposes, this simple light with a minor modification of Gorilla Tape worked out okay. So the lumens, it says 220 lumens, and I think in other advertising I've seen for it, it's 150 or 170. I don't have a lumen meter for it. I will say that for handgun distances, 15 yards and even 25 yards, the light lit the area well enough that you could engage a threat or identify a threat. So with those purposes in mind, if you think you want to spend a few bucks on a light, you might want to try the AIM Sports light. Thanks for watching, and always check your six.